is it oh, it's the 13th already. The 13th of March, and I am going to be drawing a portrait, or maybe I'll draw a portrait, or maybe I will use mixed media. A portrait of Terry Fox. I'm just seeing where you all are. If you guys don't know who Terry Fox is, this is Terry Fox. He was a trailblazer for an advocate for cancer, and because he had cancer of his leg, and he ran a marathon, or actually he ran across Canada and raised money for cancer research. This is back in the 80s, early 80s. Good morning, C. How are you? Good morning, Meryl. All right, so I have a piece of paper. I do have acrylics with me. Maybe I'll do an acrylic portrait. I have a couple of images. I didn't post them, but this is Terry Fox. And if you're, I think I'm going to do this one. So every year, schools around Canada dedicate a morning or a day, and they have a Terry Fox run, and there are so many organizations who still have Terry Fox run. So since 1981, I think he passed away. I don't know if they do in the States. They probably don't do it in the States, but all the money raised goes to cancer research. So he wanted to do that, and they've still continued it, and we are in 2025, and schools still have Terry Fox runs, and they bring in, it's usually called a toonie for Terry, so every they can bring in more, but to do the Terry Fox run, kids bring in a toonie, which is $2. So it's great if you have a school with 700 students, you know, you raise a little bit of money for cancer research, and if every school does that around Canada, they are raising money yearly for that. And then there are lots of organizations that do marathons and runs, and they raise money as well. So I think that's where you know, Canadians, they kind of bond together and do these things, which I think is really important for our healthcare as well. Yesterday we had a portrait class, and we were painting with watercolors. Today it'll be a little bit looser, so if you were having a little bit of a tougher time yesterday with the watercolors, don't worry, today will be a little bit looser, and we will be doing some sketching as well. So I'm going to just put this underneath here, and then I'm going to tape, because I have a little bit of a thing going on with my paper on my table. What is everybody else doing? And if you're just joining, welcome. Please let us know where you're from. It's Thursday today. It is Thursday. I guess I didn't advertise that I was going to do Terry Fox, but that's okay. Let me know what you're doing. And also, if you're a Patreon or a Substack subscriber and you haven't signed up to the chicken meat, I'm Melissa. Melissa says, happy Thursday. It is Thursday today. Melissa, can you guess who would, well, I have it on my screen. I was going to say, can you guess who we're doing? I have the title right there. Melissa went to school in Canada. I'm sure she did the Terry Fox run every year in school. Melissa says, I recognized him straight away. Yeah, because in Canada, you know, a lot of people print out t-shirts and wear t-shirts with his face on when they're doing their marathons. And yeah, like they raise money for him every year. Well, for him, for cancer research, which I think is fantastic. Melissa, I don't know. Did he make it across Canada? I don't think, I can't remember. You probably know a little bit more than me. No, I haven't. Melissa says, have you seen the new Terry Fox installation at the Music Garden Park? No, I have not. All right, I'm going to just use, I don't know if I can squeeze this out, and I don't know where my contraption is. It should be somewhere, and it's disappeared. But I do have another one down there, which I can go and grab. I'm going to use primary colors and do Terry Fox's portrait. We should draw there when the weather is nicer. That's a great idea. I love that idea. Because today it just dropped again. It was so nice when I saw you on Monday. It really has just changed again. Hello, Susan. How are you? Good morning. I am drawing Terry Fox. And so he didn't just run across Canada when he had cancer. He had to have his leg amputated because of the cancer. So he ran with a prosthetic leg across Canada. Do we know how far he ran? I could look it up. Let me get this started and then I will have a look. He did run across Canada. That's huge. I can't even run down the lane without getting worn out. Melissa was probably not even alive when he ran across Canada. He ran 5,373 kilometers. That's how far he ran. And from doing that, he has created something which has been installed in schools ever since then for them to take one day and dedicate that day to Terry Fox and to raise money for cancer research. Melissa, haha, I was 1 year old. He had to stop because his cancer returned. Yeah, I remember that too. All right, let's have a look. He ran like 42 kilometers a day. That is a marathon a day. 1 marathon a day. Can you imagine running a marathon a day? And then you can figure out how many. Thank you, Melissa. I could Google it too. And I was about to, I'm like, who do I do today? And I'm like, oh, I'm going to do Terry Fox. I think it's good to highlight, you know, I know that he's not around, but his cause and his, he still is around because, you know, people still dedicate that day for him. Susan says, Michael J. Fox, also Canadian, I think is yet another inspirational figure. Yes, I think so too. That would be a good one to do. Hi, Rekka. How are you? Okay. I'm going to get Terry Fox on my page, and I'm using acrylics. And I'm just using these 3. I'm not sure if I can get all the colors, but we'll work it out. So this is cerulean blue and cadmium red hue and cadmium yellow medium. Using cadmium. I'm not sure if they are cadmium free. Some paints now are cadmium free, which is really great. Just going to put his ears on here so I get his face in. We'll just block in. But I'm not sure if these are cadmium free. I should probably check that. Today is Thursday. Melissa has her art hang party, and she is sharing images from her trip to Japan. Another thing that's happening today, other than my portrait class, is well, there's the visual arts passage. I'm not sure what they're doing tonight, but there's Dylan. Sarah is going to be painting again and doing the Drawn Together YouTube show, the Drawn Together show. So that is at 3 p.m. Eastern, if anybody wants to do that. So you can still come to my class, jump off my class, and then go to Dylan's. He has, somebody can probably tell me who he had. He's got, he has a guest tonight. And it is, God, why can't I remember? Let me see. Oh, Andrew Kadima. If you don't know who Andrew Kadima is, have a look who Andrew Kadima is. Good morning, Maria. And Melissa says, oh, he started on the East Coast through Quebec, Ontario, and stopped outside of Thunder Bay. And C says, oh, Rekka, I'm good. Joining for 30 minutes. My kids will be back from school in about 30 to 40 minutes. And C says, Rekka, my keyboard changes your name every time. Today you are Remnants. Oh, Rekka says, Melissa's art hang party is 2 in the midnight for me. Oh, yes. Okay, so Dylan Sarah, you could probably catch Dylan Sarah's. Dylan Sarah. So D-Y-L-A-N and then Sarah, S-A-R-A. He'll be on YouTube at 3 p.m. Eastern, and he has a guest, Andrew Kadima. Is that how you say it? Kadima. And so you can go and watch him. They draw together. It's called Drawn Together. And they give you a reference photo and then you draw with them. And I think Shannon is back as well. So, yeah. Melissa says, I know, Rekka, I need to get back into my Saturday pop-ups. Yes. Susan says, just curious, when do you sketch your when do you sketch your portraits and when do you just go with paint? I usually sketch my portraits when it's a pencil sketch portrait, like when it's pencil. And I will sketch my portrait if I'm doing a commission and I'm working with watercolors. I will sketch it then because I know that I can't go back, so I'll sketch it then. I will sketch my portrait if I don't have any paint with me. I'm just listing all the things. When else will I sketch my portrait? I will sketch my portrait. Yeah, I think that's really, like, yeah, I don't know if I haven't always just gone straight into paint, and probably it's since I focus more on shapes and like color blocking. So I think that really changed how I see things, and it's really just about the shape and blocking it in. I mean, we'll see. This one may turn out like it's looking a little bit crazy right now, but I'm working with acrylics, so it's okay because I can do a lot of push and pull with my paint. But that was a good question, Susan. Rekka says, I will be there for Saturdays, Melissa. And Melissa has replays, Rekka, so you can always do those. Probably very fun to do with your kids as well. And this Saturday we have a meet. If you are part of our paying subscribers on Substack, we have, and a Patreon, we have the chicken barn meet, which C has sent lovely photos. It's going to be fun. Not many people have signed up. I think maybe 10 people, 7 people. And I know there is definitely more of you who could sign up, but that's okay. If it's a small meet, it's a small meet, and I'm okay with that. The Luma link is in the chat of my Substack. And if you're on Patreon, I sent that out the other day, so. And also, if you're coming to the 5th year party on Sunday, Maria is waiting for your little written or photos. Oh, I have to get that to you today, Maria. I'm gonna get that to you. And other things that are new, yeah, so Melissa will be drawing from her photos, or she'll be sharing her photos from Japan. Super excited to see what the photos are. You haven't posted them already, have you, Melissa? It's just going to be a day of art, really. So this photo is quite bleached out. I'm not sure if I'm gonna, I think it'll be okay. I'll just be more delicate with it. I like contrast, as you know, but I'm learning to be a little bit less contrasty. It's a bit difficult though. And look at my brush, it's really chunky, lots of paint on it. Chunky brush. Let's come down here and adjust his chin. Maria says, I've already gotten some really great submissions, but if you want to email them all to me, please do. Melissa Martin says, no, I post the images after. Well, you can see thumbnails on YouTube, thumbnail. And C says, looking forward to your photos, Melissa. I have to catch the replay though. Hi, Martina. How are you? And for Sunday, we're going to do a couple of games. We're going to play with the cootie catcher, as well as I'm picking some images that we have done over the years, like to draw from, that may bring back some memories. It's a 2-hour session, so it's from 3 to 5. So if you can make it, great. And you don't have to stay for the whole time if you can't. I know that's late for Europe, but I don't think Europe's changed times yet, so it'll be 9 o'clock, I think, or 10 o'clock when you finish. And I know it's really early for Australia, but I think it's doable. It's 6 a.m. I know Nick gets up early in Australia. So I'll be going a little bit darker, but I just want to get the shape of his hair on. You can see that I went a little bit too far on this side. And Susan, I think I do, like, it, when you paint, like, you can treat paint just like sketching. Like, I don't think there's too much of a difference. There's still, you know, I'm still using it as a tool to sketch. I think I can bring maybe this in a little bit more. Bonjour, Hippo. How are you? And Rekha says, hi, Hippo. Is hippo the same in French, like the name hippo, like as the animal, like hippopotamus? Is it the same? I should probably look. I'm not even sure. Do you have a logo which is a hippo for your name? That would be kind of cool. I think his nose needs to come down a little bit. I think I put those on too soon. Yeah, it's a very bleached out photo, but we will make it work. And my brush is just getting thicker and thicker. So I probably wouldn't be so good with oils because I would just walk around with this brush that would be completely full of paint. It's that I like the consistency of it right out the tube and I don't want to wet my brush. Or maybe it's just I'm lazy, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna wash my brush. Hippo is short for hippocampe, which means sea. Oh yes, seahorse in French. And Melissa says, do you ever adjust the settings on your photo reference, like boosting the contrast or saturation? I do, but I didn't for this one. Only because a lot of people know him like that. I do have like this one, which has more contrast, and I have this one as well, which is a little bit more contrast. But I don't know. I think there's enough here to work with, and I can darken a little bit. So I know the light is coming from the right hand side. You can see where the highlight is, but he's also got a light coming from the left as well. So it's a little bit of a hard one, but I could just completely change the lighting if I wanted to. The thing with his face is because it's so young, I don't want to up the contrast too much because then you lose that, you lose the youth in his face. So I'm probably going to keep it as it is and just change small things. And my palette, because I've been painting the my gallery images, my paintings, and this is the lid that was on, so I'm like, I'll just use this. I probably should have used palette paper, but that's, you know, that's okay. All right, so his eyes actually have to be up here a little bit more. So if this is his nose, up, up. And there is a slight angle as well. I think I'm gonna have to, his hair is gonna go off the page. Good morning, Julie. How are you? Susan says, I love how you're just working with the primaries. I find it a little bit easier, Susan, because then I'm forced to just think about like mixing my colors and not just opting for colors that I have already mixed. So I've been doing that for a while now and I really like it. It also saves on you having to buy like all these extra colors. And it's fun. The mixing part is the best part. So I do like that. Julie, have you been out driving again? Okay, I'm gonna lighten, there's hair on this side, which is light. It looks kind of light blondish, but don't know where that blue came from. And I'll go back in with a smaller brush, but you'll see why I'm using like a big brush, because I'm just putting in the shapes. Like I really can't get details with this, so it's good for that. I'm going to raise his eyebrows up. Oh, Julie says, I'm going in about half an hour. Stay clear of Clermont. Huh. All right, I'm just going to get some color on his shirt. Just let the face dry a little bit. So if you're just joining, this is Terry Fox, and he had cancer at a young age and had to have his leg amputated. So he decided that he was going to raise money for cancer research, because I guess there wasn't that much back then research done. So he ran. He was very athletic, and he ran across Canada, or tried to run across Canada. Anyway, to raise money for cancer research. And in schools, they are still dedicating a day, usually in September, I think, because Terry Fox Day is in August. But yeah, so they run a day. They tell all the kids to bring a toonie in, which is a $2 coin here in Canada, and it's called a toonie for Terry. And they run around the schools, and they, you know, they raise money, so they send home forms to ask for pledges for Terry Fox, and then they run, like, they take probably like the afternoon or the morning off every school in Canada, and they dedicate it to Terry Fox. I think it's really nice. See how lovely acrylics are? I can totally correct what I needed to correct there. Good morning, Carolyn. How are you? I'm just blocking in the portrait of Terry Fox, and then I can, I'm doing all right for time. I've still got 25 minutes. That's pretty good. And that's another reason, Susan, as well, because if I was to sketch it out, that would take away probably 5-10 minutes of my time to get the proportions, whereas I can do this and get his face in with paint in the time it takes me to, well, I mean, I've spent a little bit more time, but this way I can get ahead, basically. Because also with acrylics, you're going to be going over your portrait. So, you know, it's not going to be, you won't see your pencil marks or whatever you sketch in. And if you know you can do it in pencil, then you should be able to do it in paint. And it's very forgiving. Acrylic paint. Super, super forgiving. Bye, Rekka. Hey, Nick. Good evening, Nick. Nice of you to join. All right, so I am now going to mix up a darker color for his hair. Let's see if I can mix it on here. Because as soon as you include white, it's not going to be as dark as I want it. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm not touching the bottom of this where I know my palette's getting a little bit small. Actually, this would be good color, but I want to add a little bit of yellow to it. Give it more of a brown tone. Go back to red as well. All right. So sometimes with purple, you have to watch out because when you add the yellow, it could go a little bit green, but then you can add the red to back it up again. I know, Nick, you have been doing March Make a Difference. Who have you done this week so far? Leslie says, morning, slept in, my grandsons are here. Oh, slept in and my grandsons are here. I have to put in the punctuation because if not, I just read it. Did you say the other day you can put gouache on top of acrylic? I do. Carolyn, yes, you can, because the acrylic it doesn't reactivate. So it can just be used as a base. And I do that usually when I have to prep my surface. But other than that, I don't. I wouldn't go over. I wouldn't now take a gouache and go over this. It's really more that I prep the surface with acrylic. Like when we went to Oaxaca, we did a lot of prepping our pages, and I used acrylic just to scrape over the surface. But then I knew that it wouldn't reactivate, which is what I don't want to happen when I'm working over a surface like that. So it's usually for a reason, either to prep a surface or may have this a little bit too wide, actually. I'll have to wait and see. Oh, this is too far down. Okay, I'm going to change the size of my brush because that was a little bit too large. Oh, thank you. See? And Nick says, I have a few ideas, but need some on the weekend tomorrow. Busy week. Carolyn says, okay. Nick says, I'm thinking about some people I know personally. So tomorrow is Friday, everybody, and it's Leslie's birthday. Leslie, you're going to have a late card because I was supposed to send it at the beginning of the week and I didn't. But it's Leslie's birthday, so we are drawing Leslie in our Zoom tomorrow. I mean, you can come and draw whoever you want to, but we're going to draw Leslie. I have to then post. I'm going to post both your Julie's and Leslie's portraits. Tomorrow I'll post them together. So that is happening tomorrow morning on our regular Friday Zoom. And if you're here and you didn't hear us at the beginning, we have a sketch and draw on Saturday, and we are going to the Chicken Barn with C. And then we have our 5th birthday on Sunday. So if you want to join us, let us know. It is for paying subscribers. But if you're here and want to try one of our meats, then let me know. And then on Monday with Helen Stark, I have a drawing session, so make sure you sign up for that as well. We're going to Ireland. There was talk about me doing a joint art retreat with Helen in Ireland, and maybe that'll happen in 2027. We'll see. And talking about art retreats, I will be releasing my Oaxaca art retreat on Monday at 10 a.m. If you have a voice that you want to be part of that, then I should have sent you a link. And if you haven't got that and you want to be part of that, because I just got a special link for people who have already been on my retreat, but also people who have requested or voiced or asked questions about the retreat. So if you're interested, I can send you that. It is going to go live, and unfortunately I can't pick and choose. Like, they don't have that on their site, so I can't say I want that person. It's for everybody. Monday it'll be open to everybody. So what I'm saying is, if you want to and you're interested and you're here and you are interested in coming with us, then please contact me. Do I do his teeth? I should probably do his teeth. And I'm just going to put white. Anyway, with that link, you can sign up ahead of time. It's a special link that you can basically sign up. So it'll secure your spot. Because if not, it may not be secure. Anyway, I'm going to be doing some promotional stuff, so bear with me. You'll probably see a lot of me going, hey, we're going to Oaxaca again. I think this needs to come down a little bit more. I don't think Patty's here, but she suggested a movie called Braids the other night, and I can't find it on, I think it's, I can't find it on Netflix. She said it was on Netflix, but it's not on my Netflix. Do you think different countries have different Netflix? I think maybe they do. Oh, I think I went over his eye a little bit too much. Happy birthday, Leslie. Happy birthday, Leslie. Happy birthday, Leslie. What time are you going to Ireland? I am going to Ireland on Monday. I believe it is, I'm going to double check. I believe it is 3. Yeah, 3 p.m. Eastern. So again, very late. Oh, very, is that very early or very late for you? That's very early, right? Yeah. Because that's the same time as on Sunday. Netflix is different per country. Ah, that's why. Well, that makes sense. This eye should be down a little bit, so I got to adjust that. Bring this eyebrow up slightly. And I'm going to also bring some more skin tone down here. Sounds fun, Ireland. Oh, yeah. Susan says, just looked, it's on Disney Plus and Hulu. Oh, okay, I'll have a look. Popping in to say hi. Hi, Reb, how are you? Okay, this is going to come down like so. And I need to mix up, well, I've got blue here, so I can use that on the corner. Again, this brush is not really good. See how the end moves like this? And some brushes do that. It's not that this is an old brush, but it seems to do that. That That's annoying to me. Like, you know, brush makers, don't do that. Like, I can't get the same control. If any brush makers are listening, which I know they're not. Oh, 8 minutes to go. Probably won't finish again. But we can... It needs to be darker. We can try. You know, it's that last 8 minutes. If you arrive right now, you won't get much out of me. Because I'm focused and trying to concentrate on the details. Okay, I think this needs to be a little bit darker. I can correct this in a minute. Like, I don't know about you, but playing with paint at this time in the morning is so much fun. You should all try it. And it's not really that messy. I know some of you say acrylics is messy, but it's not. If you, I mean, look, I've got a little lid here. I know it's not probably the best setup, but yeah, it's not too messy. Nick says, you're so good at getting the likeness. I'm not sure. I think there's something a little bit off with him, so I'm not 100% sure, but thank you. Yeah. I think his ear needs to be a little bigger over here. Melissa says, I'm painting on my iPad. Oh, great. What is everybody else painting? You guys haven't told me who you're painting, what you're painting today. I'd love to know. So let me know in the comments who you're working on. And even if you're watching the replay, like, you can comment. I will see your comments. So comment and let me know if you're working on something, or if you just watch, or if you just listen. Yeah. And thank you for watching the replay, if you are watching the replay of this, because I know that not everybody can make the lives. He's kind of looking straight on. I think I need to adjust his little, the shine. The shine changes a lot when you put that little glow on. Okay. To get a little bit more of a yellow tone on. This is where the whole bleached out photo doesn't always work. Like, you have to exaggerate some of the colors or the areas where there is shadow. This side is a lot softer. It's probably time already, so I understand if you have to go. Thank you for joining. I'm going to be working on this for a little bit longer. Yeah, I'm trying to capture his likeness. A little bit more dark under here. He's gotten a bit muddy, I think. And just get a few more colors on him. Up the glow. I haven't even tackled his hair yet. Oh, Melissa says, I'm painting him on my iPad. And Melissa says, oh, Nick says, you must really like him, Melissa. Okay, am I lost? I just felt like he was asking me to paint him. Hi, good morning, Hannah. Good morning. I just popped in for some knitting while my Frida Kahlo is drying, ready for color pencils. Great. And Susan says, thank you. Have a lovely day. Leslie says, trying Terry with the boys in markers. I need to correct this bit. Don't like this part of his neck. You are welcome. See? So yeah, a reminder, Dylan Sarah has his drawn together with Shannon tonight, and they are their guest is Andrew Kadima. If you haven't seen, like, he does all those, his videos are actually very cool. So he works with like one color and tries to capture the portrait just even like with whites, like it's incredible. So he really is a master of color. But it's really cool to watch him paint. He usually paints in oil. I think he only paints in oil. So he's going to be a guest. It'll be interesting to listen to him. And yeah, so that's on Dylan's YouTube. Oh, that's way too light. And even though that is super bright, I'm going to just tone it down a little bit. May have to come in with some background here. So Hannah, I'm drawing a Canadian who he had not a very long life because he got cancer at a young age, and he had to have his foot amputated or his leg amputated, but he wanted to raise money for cancer research, and so he ran across Canada with a prosthetic leg, or he tried to run across Canada. I don't think he didn't make the whole way. But since then, schools in Canada have been honoring Terry Fox's cause, and in schools every September they take one day and they dedicate it to Terry Fox, and they raise money for cancer research here in Canada. I think I've made him look a bit older. Melissa says, I should paint on my iPad with you in the morning more often. Well, it's probably a lot less messy. Yeah, because you usually have a coffee, don't you, Melissa? So yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, a little bit more in the hair, I think. And then I probably should go. So I'm just lightening certain areas where really it's just the hair catching the light. Curly hair is everything that we learn about just blocking in your shapes and looking at those little highlights. Nothing crazy special about drawing and painting curly hair. And then bringing it out a little bit to the edges. haven't paid attention to his nose really hardly at all. Thank you, Martina. Melissa says, I popped a few photos and a bit about the art installation on the IG chat. Oh, cool. Thanks. And Hippo says, hi, Reb. And happy birthday, Leslie. And sorry for being late. I couldn't use the keyboard. Oh, that's okay. Thanks for joining. I'm really looking forward to today's portrait class as well. It'll give everyone a chance to be a little bit looser and experiment a little bit, because we're doing mixed media in our portrait class today. Well, we're doing watercolor and mixed media. It's I just know that some people like the freedom, and I know watercolor is quite restrictive sometimes, so it can be. All right, I'm just gonna put a bit of this glow on him because I feel like he's missing a little bit of a glow. So just added a little bit of yellow into the white. Probably add a little bit more white as well. That almost came into the pink there. That wouldn't have been good. Maybe I need a little bit. Whoops. What is the time? Okay, we're doing all right. I'll take my little pipes out in a minute. It's just nice not to have to come back to this. If I can get it done now, then I can move on to, I have to finish a painting for my gallery arts program, and so I'm doing that today, this morning, and yeah, got a few other things that I gotta get done as well. Am I still recording, or did it stop? I guess my husband was trying to call me. Okay, this I think is a little bit too dark, so I'm going to lighten that too. I should really get a, I should have put my colors on a palette. But the thing is, with acrylics, they dry, and then I just, like I did at the beginning, I just like pull it off the plastic, which is really nice because then I can use plastic containers that would otherwise just go into recycling. Let's lighten up this area up here slightly. And that definitely doesn't need to be that dark. His eyebrow, it's a bit too dark, I think. It's funny, you put a color on and then you suddenly see that it's either lighter or darker or a different shade, or so there's constant adjustments. Or yeah. I know it's darker down here, but then I also know that that area is lighter, so just wanna, I need to get a all right, I think I should probably stop before I start making a lot of changes that then I have to go back and do more. But I keep seeing things. Let's just lighten up this side of his neck. It's good practice as well. Good practice in the morning. Gets you set for the day. All right, everyone. Do you think I need to maybe just add a little bit of hair up here? I know that it's not the dark, but just going to put a little bit more here. Terry Fox, thank you for what you did for this country. Melissa says, still here. Your tall water bottle always make me so nervous. Haha. Those, oh, I would spill those when I clean my brush. I think I'm so used to them. Yeah, I know they are quite tall. And look how dirty my water is. Yuck. Are they both dirty? Yeah, they're both very dirty. Yeah, they're quite tall. I guess I'm just used to them. It's funny, when I used to teach kids in the summer and have art camp down here, that's what they used as well. We didn't even have too many spills. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Just gonna get I'm not loving this, but this I can probably change a little bit. Guess it doesn't have to be that dark. All right. Hippo says, yes, mixed media is what I prefer. I know. And Reb says, hi, Hippo. Melissa says, this is gorgeous. Thank you so much. He looks fantastic. The boys like you, Terry. They learned about him at school. They did the run for their school, and they will keep doing it until they get out of primary school, elementary school. Reb says, looks great, Shara. Nice to learn about him. Didn't recognize the name. Yeah. So have a really great day, everybody, and I will see some of you at 1 o'clock. And just a reminder, Melissa has her art hang party, and Dylan Sarah has, so Melissa's is at 7 p.m. Eastern and Dylan's is at 3. So you can do everything. You can come to mine, you can go to Dylan's, you can go to and you can go to Melissa's. And if you want to do the visual arts passage as well, you can do that. I'm not sure who or what they're painting today. So I really didn't use much paint. I put these massive blobs on, and yeah, I didn't use too much. But I'll use it somewhere else today. Thanks, everybody. Have a really good day, and see you tomorrow if you're part of our membership. Bye.